Good evening, dear participants. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Aralim. I'm a manager for admissions here at Nazarbayev University Graduate School of Business. Today we have our Dean of the Graduate School of Business, Dr. Patrick Duparc, who will be our main speaker tonight, and he will also talk about 3 things to think about when deciding between MBA and MSF programs. Also, we have Dana Yelembetova, who is a member of our admissions team. Let me go through the bio of our dean. Dr. Patrick Duparc received his PhD in marketing and econometrics from Purdue University and MSc in quantitative economics from the University of Antwerp. Before coming to Nazarbayev University, Dr. Patrick Duparc was at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University. Over the last 20 years, Dr. Duparc's expertise in technology and marketing has helped companies to develop a digital strategy and implement technology in several business functions. So, Dr. Patrick, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Aralim. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to wherever you are. My name is Patrick Duparc. I'm the Dean of the Graduate School of Business, and I welcome you very much to this web seminar. I hope in months to come that I can welcome you and meet you while you're visiting the school in one of our many open houses. What I'd like to do with you for the next 15 minutes or so is tell you a little bit more about the university, the school, and then of course about the excellent programs that we have available, to which we hope to see you apply sometime very soon. Let me talk to you a little bit about the university. The Nazarbayev University is a very young university. It's less than 10 years old. However, in the 7 years that it has existed, it has really accomplished quite a few things. It has 8 very reputable schools, not only the School of Business, but the School of Engineering, Science and Technology, Medicine, Social Sciences, and so on. It also has attracted a really very impressive number of international faculty members that were working previously at one or some of the best universities in the world. The Graduate School of Business is, of course, equally very young and even younger than the university. For all practical purposes, we're 4 years old. We have graduated 4 cohorts of executive MBA students, 3 cohorts of full-time MBA students, and starting this year, we have a new program, a Master of Science in Finance program, about which I will talk to you a little bit more later on, of course. But a little bit more about the business school. The business school has currently 19 very renowned faculty members. 85% of them are international faculty members that were recruited from the best business schools in the world. And when I look at our faculty members who work here, they've previously worked at Stanford University, Purdue University, the University of Michigan, INSEAD, Northwestern University, HKUST in Hong Kong, Instituto de Empresa in Madrid, all top-notch business schools. They're also very research intensive, and I'd like to spend a minute or so talking to you about why that is important. Why is it important that you go to a business school where the faculty are research active, very intensive in research? There are many excellent choices of business schools to go to. Why should you choose for a school that has research intensive faculty? Well, if you think about it, when you go to a great teaching school, you will get very well educated on the state of the art and what works today, but very likely also what has worked over the last 10 years. Often you will use textbooks that were written 5, 10, sometimes even 15 years ago. In other words, you get great knowledge of the past. That is great if you're in a period where not much is changing in our environment. As you all know, however, a lot of things are changing in our environment. Technology is changing, the global trade dynamics are changing the global business environment. And so in the next 5 to 10 years, a lot will change in our world. With that in mind, it is really important that you are taught by faculty that on a day-to-day basis, think about those questions. What is the world going to look like tomorrow? What if A, B, or C is changing? That is the real benefit of going to a research-based university. In other words, if I can give you an example, you don't want to learn about how finance was done 5, 10, and 15 years ago. You want to learn how blockchain and fintech and cryptocurrencies will have an impact on finance tomorrow. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind. The school overall has had approximately 200 alumni in degree programs, but also over 2,000 alumni in non-degree programs. Our non-degree programs are in finance, in marketing, in strategy, in leadership, in project management, and so on. So, you know a little bit about the Graduate School of Business now. Let me tell you a little bit about our programs. And so, in the slide that you see now, you see our main degree programs listed. It's the full-time MBA program that lasts for about 14 months and is targeted significantly towards people who already have had some experience. On average, our students have 5 years of experience. That doesn't mean that we don't have a few there with 2 years of experience, but on average, 5 years of experience. The reason why this is important is that a great full-time MBA program not only allows for knowledge transfer from the great faculty to the student body, but also envisions an sharing of experiences between the students in the class. What worked for you in the banking sector? What worked for you in the retail sector? What worked for you when you were a lawyer? All these experiences together really add up to the incredible experience that you have in a great MBA program. You'll see all the other details of the program listed in the table. I don't really will go over all of them in detail. I would say the main difference between the full-time MBA program and say a Masters of Science in Finance program is the amount of experience. When we think about experience, the next step I would say is the Executive MBA program. This is again a program that is offered to high qualified students, but a little further in their career. And so when you're looking at an Executive MBA program, you typically have 7, 8, 9, or 10 years of experience at a fairly high level in a company. Our average number of years of work experience in this program is close to 16. So these are really more seasoned professionals who come to our Executive MBA program. Another difference between the full-time and the Executive MBA program is that the full-time MBA program, by definition, is full-time classes every day, all day long. The Executive MBA program only runs over weekends because Executive MBA students are very busy professionals. Last but not least, our Master of Science in Finance program is our newest program. It also lasts currently for 14 months. It may go up to 15 or 16 months in the future, but it's still fairly short. And it is a program with deep expertise in finance. Because finance today is also a fairly quantitative field. we have created it as a pre-experience program. In other words, you don't have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of business experience to be admitted in this program. It's not saying that it wouldn't help you, that it isn't useful, but it isn't required. A good reason also why we wanted this program available for people without any business experience is because it is a fairly quantitative program. You need to have fairly good skills in mathematics and statistics, and typically they are much more fresh when it hasn't been all that long since you graduated from college. All these programs, the full-time MBA, executive MBA, and the Master of Science in Finance program, have an international residency, which I think is also something to consider when you consider different schools. Our full-time and executive MBA students go to the US, go to Duke University for 2 weeks. Our finance students will spend 2 weeks in the world capital of finance, which is London. And so 2 weeks of an international residency in London is part of the Master of Science in Finance program. Before I go to the next slide, all these programs have renowned, often international speakers who visit the class and allow you to interact with the speakers. All of the programs also require a project, a practicum or a thesis project at the end of your studies to prove that you really learned something. So now, in the last few minutes before we will open it up for questions, what are the 3 things you really need to think about and you really need to memorize or keep in mind when you're choosing an MBA program, and I would say more particularly when you choose a Nazarbayev University MBA program. So for the MBA program, I would say the first thing that you have to think about is, am I going to get some valuable managerial skills? These are, as I said, not only skills that you've already gotten through your business experience and through the experience of your colleagues in class, you will share in that experience. These are also the things that you will pick up while you are doing your projects. A broad range of particular business practices that you will be exposed to in the classes, through the courses, through the guest speakers, and also through the project that you're doing. So number 1, am I going to pick up valuable managerial skills? And of course, the theoretical knowledge and the frameworks that you pick up in all of the courses through our excellent faculty. The second thing to think about is, am I going to network properly here? Great MBA programs, as I mentioned earlier, are not only because of the great faculty, but because of the great cohort, the great other students that you have in class. And so in any top MBA program, that will always be one of the reasons why people study there. That is to get a great business network, to network with people who have also already been successful and will furthermore be more successful. Third thing to think about is your future prospects. You have many schools to choose from all over the world. Not every school is a great business school. Some are okay business schools. I would say think about how much the university you're going to is recognized internationally. And surely because of the international faculty we have, because of the international recognized research that we do, and because of our international partners that we work with, like Duke University, like National University Singapore, like Cambridge University, like the University of Pittsburgh. Because of these universities, Nazarbayev University is really recognized as the leading university in Central Asia. I think those are the three things that I really want you to keep in mind. Now, do the same three things apply for the Master of Science in Finance program? Well, it's another program. So typically you would expect that you have to look at different things. First of all, we want you to have the same passion about studying finance and advanced analytical skills as our faculty have. We will select our candidates on the basis of how passionate they are about studying finance. We will ask you questions about what do you know about finance? What do you know about the international financial environment? Based on that, we will make sure that the group of students that will make up that new class next September is a group of people who all share this passion about finance. And so that's the first thing you should think about. Is this something that you really want to study? Do you want to study finance? Do you get excited about finance? Secondly, you should consider the Master of Science in Finance program because of the specialized knowledge you will get. This is really one of the most sophisticated finance program in the entire region. And so this will, because of that, also provide a great foundation for example, taking the CFA exam. And so you should choose this program because of its content also, because of its specialized knowledge. And I would encourage you to look online for the program and what type of courses that we teach in this program. And last but not least, definitely not least, is the growing job avenues in the world. Most of you who study finance will know that finance is one of the hottest areas in business to study. It also happens to be the area where the salaries are very high. Now, I'm not going to tell you you should study something just because of the salary. You should study something because you have passion in something. But it is something to keep in mind. It is one of the hottest areas in business to study. So I'm going to close here, but not before drawing your attention to our upcoming events, to which I hope you will be able to make it. The next one is on January 22nd, 2018 at 6 p.m. at Nazarbayev, January 23rd, I apologize. On January 23rd at 7 p.m. at Nazarbayev University in Astana. Present there will be myself, but also some of our colleagues from Duke University. So with that, I'm going to open it up to questions, and I really hope to see you either at one of our open houses sometime soon or as an applicant for one of our programs. Good night and good luck.
Thank you, Professor Patrick. I think it was very helpful for our prospective applicants to learn before applying to Nazarbayev University Graduate School of Business. Dear participants, we are now open for your questions. Please send us your questions you're interested in, and we'll be very happy to answer to them. You may also ask your questions about the admission requirements as well.
Just for your information, if you don't feel like asking a question now, you can, of course, always reach us through email as well, and we're more than happy to answer any questions. Just to let you know that we're here to help you. We hope you apply for our programs. And, you know, any question you may have in your mind is a valid question that we'd be very happy to answer.
We see that one of our participants are typing the questions, so we are waiting for your questions. Could I apply for MBA or finance if I work not in a business sector?
Absolutely. That's a very good question, by the way. Often I would say about 50% of our applicants have worked in the business sector, and some have even studied business before. However, a fairly large amount of people study business in order to get a career change. So there's two main reasons why people study business. One is to get better at what they're already doing. The other often is to go into a career change. So for example, we've had students in the past who were lawyers and studied law in the past and were currently active as lawyers. After a few years, either they decided that they wanted to do something else other than law, or they felt that in order to manage a larger law office, they needed some business skills as well. So it is actually quite common that people study either an MBA or an MSF, a Master of Science in Finance, without having any previous business degree or without having any current employment in business. Literally, people who study business, they cover the gambit. They cover the whole spectrum, anywhere from engineering to philosophy to languages to law. All of them are actually really good. I see that you currently work in the public sector, so it's a very good choice, I think, to get a business degree when you work in the public sector, because in most countries in the world, whether it's Kazakhstan, anywhere in Central Asia, or anywhere in the world, government services are under pressure to be more productive, to be more efficient, and to use more modern approaches to solve problems. And in the end, that's what business all is about. It's about creating a more efficient way to manage organizations and to solve problems. So I would say absolutely, it would be very good for you if you currently work in the public sector to go study business. Now, dependent on what you currently do in the public sector, you may choose for a full-time MBA, which is a more generalist management degree, or you can choose for a Master of Science in Finance. For instance, if you work for the Ministry of Finance, or if you work for the National Bank, it seems that you could do very well with much deeper and much more sophisticated knowledge in finance. In that case, a Master of Science in Finance would be good. However, if you work, say, for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the Ministry of Education, then probably a full-time MBA degree would be better for you. You're very welcome. Are you currently in Kazakhstan or in an international market? I can just preempt this by saying, if you're in the international market, I'll say you're welcome. If you are in Kazakhstan, I'll say okashazhok. Then it is okashazhok.
Well, and also I would like to remind to all our prospective applicants that the online registration for both full-time MBA and executive MBA program, the online registration is available on our portal. The deadline is February 15th. And the online registration for the MSc in Finance will be available in a few days. Please always go to our website and check our news. Well, and I'm happy to share with you the link now. And I would like to ask you to send to our emails any ideas you have, or maybe the topics you are very interested to know about, to explore, and we as a school will be very happy to talk and discuss on those topics.
I think that's it.
Okay, so I think we don't have a lot of participants tonight, and thank you a lot for your questions. I hope it was very helpful. Thank you a lot for Dr. Patrick Duparc for such an amazing speech. And so we don't say goodbye. We see you very soon. Please don't forget about our events. Come and see us. It's very important for you to make personal touch with the admission committee members in our events. So thank you a lot. Bye.
Absolutely. До свидания, сау болнес.